Turn my lights on, please.
Done.
Hi, everyone. Aaron here for Zollotech, and this is iOS 11.2.5 Beta 2. And this has been out for a little while, and I've had it on this device. This is an 8 Plus, and this is an Apple case. I normally don't use the case on it unless I'm not using the phone, actually, which makes not a whole lot of sense to most people. But basically, if I don't want it to get bumped or anything while I'm not using it, I don't use a case. It's a little backward, I understand. But this is the latest beta, and I asked a lot of you how it's been on your phone. And since I can't use all the phones all the time, like I've said, my 6 Plus and the 6S and all those different phones, I can't possibly use them all at the same time. I generally go back and forth between the 10 and the 8 Plus, and just depending. Normally, I prefer the 8 Plus, just depends on which one I'm on. However, with this particular update, I actually haven't had a whole lot of problems, and that usually seems to be the case on the newer devices. Now, with this update, Apple didn't really say they did anything specific. There hasn't been any really big fixes other than the 3D Touch Task Manager here. They brought that back. But other than that, there hasn't really been anything major with this update. Now, as far as this one goes, the battery life's been pretty good. I can't complain. It's been really good, actually. And everything else has been functioning okay. I haven't had a single bug when I'm using the phone. That doesn't mean it doesn't have bugs, though. So yesterday I surveyed a bunch of people on Twitter, and thankfully 378 of you responded, and 36% of you said it's great. You can see 22% said a few bugs, no bugs but poor battery, 23%, and 19% had a lot of issues. Now, we expect issues with betas, but this particular one, it seems to be hit or miss. So quite a few of you responded, and that actually wasn't very smooth there for whatever reason. But you can see iPhone SE smooth so far. 6S and battery life seem to fluctuate for some reason. Some small notification bugs. Some people keep having the landscape, or not the landscape, the widget for weather isn't refreshing for them. It is for me, but for some people it's not. And quite a few of you said that it seems laggy on the iPhone X, which seems to be interesting. Let's scroll down here. iPhone X, haven't noticed any bugs, but battery has been decent. So it really depends on the particular phone, and it's hard to say what the differences are. There are different chips out there. There's different RAM in these phones because they have to manufacture so many of them. So it's hard to say what configuration is what, but iPhone X is great. iPhone 6, no way I'm upgrading now due to the latest Apple issue, basically. And so I've read every one of these replies, and it seems like it's really hit or miss this time around. So if you're on the beta program, you can expect bugs, just like we always do. But if you're not on the beta, and actually at this point, if you're on previous versions of iOS 11.1, I would stay on 11.1 if you have an older device, just to avoid some slowdown. It has to do with some voltage drain. I did a separate video on that, but voltage and battery, as they decrease over time, the voltage goes down. It causes the processor to basically turn the phone off when it needs a large demand of power, and it's a big problem, and hopefully Apple will address it again in the future. So far it's been pretty good for me. I'd love to hear what you had as far as your experience in the comments below, and I would expect the next version to be out. I don't know if it'll be out this week due to Christmas, maybe at the end of the week or early next week, so it's hard to say at this point. But if you haven't subscribed already, please subscribe and like. As always, thanks for watching. Merry Christmas. This is Aaron. I'll see you next time.